Hello everyone and welcome to the daily analysis. This is for reviewing the Friday close. So as of Friday we had the NFP report come out mid-afternoon. So as I was saying previous analysis, that we should be looking to stay out of the market and wait for the dust to settle, and we would be experiencing a lot of US dollar volatility. So looking back with our pairs, starting off with GBP USD, um, ultimately it had a pin bar a reaction to the market. It had a huge push to the upside and a push to the downside, ultimately leaving a stop loss hunts really. So the market was fishing out any previous orders that were made to capture the market. So the reason why NFP does that is it causes a lot of liquidity in the market, so it captures all of the stop losses and stop hunts of all retail traders, and thus giving a bigger push in the long run in the actual direction. So that's how that's why I do say is that if you get a trade in early on in the weeks or a couple of weeks, and try and get your trade to break even, you will stand a better chance of surviving the NFP, and if not profiting a lot more than expected, especially if you are in the current trend. So yeah, so if we look at GBP USD in terms of what we could have done, it really we had no real position in this pair, so we just had to wait to get to our zones, but fortunately we didn't manage to get into one for this week. For Euro USD, now as I said, we had the NFP on the Friday, and we had a signal for a short here, but as I did say, you'd be careful for the NFP, and we had that huge push to the upside, so your sell order would have been stopped out. But if we didn't have the NFP, this would have been a very good idea of what we would be looking to take a short signal and potentially place your stop loss above that wick there. So but yeah, so unfortunately with the NFP, if you did take a short from here, it would have been a good idea to get out there. So approximately 30 pips, but at max 72 pips there. So yeah, a USD JPY, I'm not sure why it's missing this area here, but ultimately after the NFP, we got into a good zone here. You could have sold after the NFP, so that would have been not necessarily a bad idea. But during the next week, I possibly will discuss how to get into this if you did miss this opportunity to sell after the NFP. So yeah, so that's USD JPY. Finally, with gold, so we ended up closing the day on a bullish pressure. So we closed above this zone now. So we will look into analysis how to get into this next week. So make sure you're around for when we post that video. But as you can see, we've closed above the last structure low and the last structure high, which is this point here. So ultimately, this is still bullish now. It's switched over, and we'll look for some buying opportunities or counter opportunities as well for the next week analysis video. So yeah, so that'll be all for closing the Friday. We will be posting the rest of the videos today, so make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel for all of the videos and all of future analysis videos. So thank you very much for listening, and see you in the next one.